So, what is with that $500 of somebody coming in there with a card?
It don't matter. We had the money for that.
The money came back for that.
No, we never. The money was put on the card. We kept the card.
Okay, so the money was put on the card and y'all kept the card.
Yeah.
Because legally y'all supposed to keep the card. Huh?
It was in the safe. Thank God that we was on key enough to keep the card, keep it in the safe.
So you kept the card in the safe. Somebody came to do what with the card though?
No, dude had like one card. You know what they doing? They ex crackheads on the street for they socials and shit. They take do their taxes and shit.
Yeah.
That type of poverty shit. But it was probably like different, like some type of
scheme.
burner card, maybe some shit. Money laundering. So I changed it from 500.
That's why I say money laundering all through that bitch. Somebody come with a card, 500 on it. You catch them about that shit. Put it in a safe. And the money end up on it. Because that's what they doing anyway as scamming. And you accepted the money being on the card of them using it.
You know what's crazy?
Why would you as a store accept that transaction at all?
No. What's crazy is I won't even the person who made the fucking transaction go through.
Who made the transaction go through?
My supervisor.
Your supervisor. So how are they putting you involved?
Marcella guilty too.
So how did they put you involved with that situation then?
Because I was a cashier.
You were the cashier, but your supervisor did the transaction.
I called her up.
Good. So you, instead of doing the transaction, call your supervisor up, and your supervisor actually did the transaction. So why the fuck she on you about it when your supervisor itself did the goddamn transaction? Yeah, you need to call human resources.
Yeah, it won question. He kept on talking to me about this shit.
And Warren gonna ask you about it, who didn't even do the transaction, but you
cool about it, you know what I'm saying? Can't keep your eyes open. I didn't hit I don't know why I ain't never tell the motherfucker to his face again. That nigga, I ain't even make the transaction go through. Oh my God, what if they deleted the camera footage of her fucking make the transaction go through?
Then human resources gonna get it. They're gonna know.
Oh, this shit is bad.
Human resources gonna want that goddamn footage that day. So even if they goddamn deleted it or edit that goddamn footage, human resources gonna get their fucking asses. Because you're not the one even making the transaction. You have to make sure you tell human resources you didn't do the transaction. You call your supervisor over to get it authorized by a fucking supervisor, which was the smart thing, because that amount of money, you shouldn't have been doing a transaction and you didn't. You got your supervisor to do it and she goddamn did the transaction. They embezzling goddamn money. They've been letting people do that all along. They try to use you as a scapegoat. So you make sure you tell human resources that that $500 card kept in the safe and the money end up on it. Your supervisor did that goddamn transaction and they ought to have in provision that goddamn camera roll of that fucking day. They don't have that camera roll, then human resources gonna ask them how the fuck you got that in a transaction for that amount of money. There was a scheme you kept in the safe that end up money on there is as embezzlement to the goddamn store, money laundering and racketeering. Because no store supposed to be accepting some transaction like that any goddamn way. It won't that person obvious card and you're using a card of someone else and then eventually you put the money on there. Bitch, that totally racketeering, money laundering, and embezzlement. You make sure you tell human resources all that goddamn shit.